My name's Ted Sanchious. My graduation year is 1990. My employer is Deluxe Corporation, and my role at Deluxe Corporation is I am a Vice President and Director of Technical Solution Consulting. My current role is to support and lead a team of 10 individuals who serve as technical solution consultants. We support our sales account execs across the entire enterprise of payments, and we work with corporations, not-for-profit, government, and financial institutions to assist them with developing solutions to help them mirror their businesses and support their businesses' growth in the payments industry. When I attended St. Joe's University, I thought that I was going to potentially work in the area of finance. And thus my bachelor's degree is in finance with a minor in philosophy. As I matriculated through St. Joe's, I thought maybe I wanted to be a lawyer as well. And it turned out that as I continued to matriculate through the university, I went and used the Career Center to help me start narrowing down exactly what I wanted to do. And as I went to the Career Center, I spoke with some individuals in the Career Center that were thoughtful enough to help me kind of sort of say, what is it that you want to do, Ted? And I did start looking at financial services organizations in the area of brokerage, looking at operations, and there were some opportunities with organizations in the realm of leadership. And I thought about leadership and what I wanted to do long term. And there was an opportunity for me to work at Chase Manhattan Bank. And I took a management development program, which was going to lead me into the realm of leadership. And taking that role as a management trainee, I parlayed that into a managerial role when I was only about 23 years old, leading my first team in real life, having a real job in real life, leading a team of 10 people, who most of them were old enough to be my parents. And so that took me, that trajectory took me from working in New York, in Delaware, and then working for Chase Manhattan across the globe, working in London, working in Miami, working in Arizona, to name a few. And I parlayed that into a leadership role. And because of my leadership skills, in addition to my finance background and technical background, I was able to matriculate to other financial institutions as I grew in my leadership. Well, I said a lot about leadership. One of the things that caused success in my particular job, one of the things that's really important is leadership skills. And I developed my leadership skills. I honed my leadership skills at St. Joe's University. And one of the things that was important in honing my leadership skills was I became the captain of the track and field team as a sophomore. And I was the captain of the team for the next 2 years. And I had no idea at the time that I was ever going to be the captain of the team. I had no aspirations about being the captain of the team. But Coach Quinn saw something in me and gave me an opportunity, which I, to this day, I use to my foundation for everything I do. I tell the story about a kid coming from West Philadelphia, not coming from much, going to a Jesuit school on a partial scholarship, which turned into a full scholarship because of my leadership and my work ethic, which is another skill set that I learned there. Work ethic. I was able to parlay that into a full scholarship, into a captain of a team at a predominantly white institution and Jesuit institution as young African American. So the odds were against me, but yet they weren't against me because at the same time that I thought they were against me, I was actually learning some really valuable life lessons and learning some things that I apply today in my everyday job. So leadership skills, work ethic, commitment, and courage, and character is part of what drives me. And those are the skill sets you need. I think one of the things that individuals should do, and I prided myself on this when I was at St. Joe's and prior to entering St. Joe's, which is giving back, being a servant leader, volunteering. Um, St. Joe's is a servant institution, just simply because it's religious institution which prides itself on giving back. But they do so many things in the area of volunteering and giving back to the community. And I would say that one of the things that you have to absolutely do is become a servant leader, giving back. It teaches you to hone your skills about not only humility, but also helping others and realizing that we have so much more in common than we have in difference, if you will, and our struggles and all the things that we learn. So really volunteering is one aspect, and volunteering outside of St. Joe's, also volunteering within St. Joe's, um, taking a job, maybe a job at the library, maybe it's paying or maybe it's not paying, but there's something in it something in it for you. And what I learned is that just because you may or may not be getting paid, there's always something in it for you. There's always a lesson to be learned. And so I took every opportunity to immerse myself in opportunities for leadership, volunteerism, and also speaking engagements, opportunity to stand and speak. I would also say that if you're interested in, you may not be interested in politics, but if you're interested in running for office at the school, it isn't about politics as much as it is about getting leadership, getting speaking opportunities to hone your skills as someone that can move forward in your career and help you develop and help you grow. Yeah, networking is it tends to be something that's very, very tough to do if you don't like to just walk in a room and talk to people. I talk to people all the time who say, I'm an introvert. I'm not going in that room and I'm not talking to anyone. I'm just going to go over here in the corner and I'm going to drink my soda or my wine or whatever it is. And I'm just going to kind of sort of look around the room and people watch. And one of the things that I think, again, with speaking skills and volunteering and doing all those different things is you've got to give yourself an opportunity to go in and be engaging and develop a series of relationships. And networking is important because of the fact that we're all connected in some kind of way. I've been in my particular industry for I'm almost afraid to say it, but 32 years. And 32 years, I was just at a conference last week, and it's the Association for Financial Professionals, and it is a organization that is for all treasury related financial practitioners, and we all know each other. And over the course of 30 years, you can imagine how many people I probably know. But it was amazing to see how many individuals I knew over the course of the year over the course of the years. And the reason that was is because I networked. I networked wherever I landed from a job opportunity perspective. I networked. I networked with clients. I networked with colleagues, and I networked with people that I didn't actually know, because you never know when you might run into someone, work with someone, need something from someone. And that is need in the sense that maybe it might be a job opportunity or maybe a business opportunity. So networking is absolutely one of the foundations to how you continue to be successful as you grow. You can't be afraid of it. It doesn't cost you anything to walk up to someone and say, hi, my name's Ted Sanchious, and I work for so-and-so, and nice to meet you. What do you do, Mike? And you start the conversation, you will find out that your life in many ways is the same as that individual, and it intersects somewhere. And you may end up finding out that you know someone that knows someone that knows someone. So networking is absolutely important. I found that it is a hallmark into why I've been successful in my career. And I've built up a reputation to be successful in the industry because of it. My primary barrier has been race. It just simply has been. I consider myself to be an extrovert, so I'm easy to talk to. I'm easy to connect with. I develop relationships with people very quickly, and my family actually calls me the mayor. And we go out to eat, and we're just out to eat maybe a week or so ago with my son and my nephew, and I ran into someone that was from high school. I recognized her and said, "Hello, how are you, Val?" And she was like, "Who are you?" And I said, "It's Ted Sanchez." And she's like, "Oh my God!" And she hasn't seen me since 1986. When I got to the table with my nephew and my son, I said to my nephew, "What did Jordan say?" That's my son. "What did Jordan say that every time we go out, my dad knows someone?" And he said, "That's exactly what he said." And so I think that that the power of really networking and knowing people is important. But race has played an important part in being a barrier for me, just simply because in my industry there are not a lot of people that look like me, and that's unfortunate. Over the course of my career, I used to, and I still do it. I'm sad to say and hate to say it, but I still do it. But whenever I'm in a room, I count because you just notice. And the majority of the time, um, I am the only African American in the room. Many of the times, I'm the only African American male. It's improved. There are African American females in the room, but I'm usually the only African American male in the room. And now, depending on what environment I'm in, it might be one or two of us, but for the most part, it's a barrier, and it's been a challenge. It has been a battle, but I also want to say too that it's an opportunity. I never viewed it as being a negative. I always viewed it as an opportunity. Even though I'm talking about it in the realm of negativity, it's just me making an observation and being aware. But I always looked at my race as being an opportunity and never a crutch, and never something that you would consider to be a negative. I looked at it as an opportunity because I always said that I would never use it as something as an excuse for not getting something. Have I experienced discrimination in jobs and so on and so forth? Absolutely, I have. Do I think I didn't get jobs because of being African American? Absolutely. Can I prove some of it? No, not really. But at the end of the day, I pushed on because I rose above the race part of it and let my work ethic, my leadership, and my teaching and my background take over. And that's something again that I received and I took from St. Joe's. I mentioned one is the Association for Financial Professionals. It is a organization that has morphed over the past 25, 30 years. It has everything in terms of finance that you want to know about finance. I think that is a great organization. They're at afponline.org. You can learn a lot about the Association for Financial Professionals through there. The Treasury Management Association also is a good place to look. Some of the books that I've read along the way, um, I've read a mixture of, I would call, like leadership or business books, but I also found myself reading books that were not religious, but they were spiritual in nature, because it talks about self-value and self-worth, and how you actually get yourself prepared mentally, emotionally for things. And one of my favorite authors is Wayne Dyer, and he comes up with something called his book. One of his books is The Spiritual Solution to Every Problem, and also the Spirit of Intention, if you will. There are a couple of books that I've read that are not necessarily business related. There are other few books that are interesting too, and that is Never Eat Alone by Katie Ferenczi. That is a leadership book. Getting There and Staying There by Priscilla Douglas. She's actually a someone who I had as an executive coach, and she was a White House fellow. I had a chance to be in a program with her for about 9 months where she was coaching me. Phenomenal in terms of getting there and staying there, and that it's basically how you rise to the top and how you stay there. There's also another one called The Corner Office. That's a very good one. There's another one that I picked up on because as a leader, and I think as a young leader, and even as a more mature leader, not an old one, but a more mature leader, brag and the art of tooting your own horn. I'm a type of person that doesn't like to toot my own horn, but I learned through executive coaching that sometimes you need to do that because people need to know how good you are. Many of us as people, we just don't like to toot our own horn, but people need to know how you are and how good you are. And you should be able to tell people how good you are. So those are some of the books that I've used along the way, and have used as things that springboard and that help me understand who I am, what I am, and what I aspire to be. And of course, the Association for Financial Professionals is one organization, which there are many that you could find out about as it relates to that. I wish someone at SU, Jay, would have told me how tough it is to be an adult.
Hmm.
Adulting is tough, and at the end of the day, I think that I learned a lot about being an adult and really working hard and getting a job, and keeping that job and working hard, and that work ethic. I obviously learned that, but I think it's just how difficult it is to be an adult. We all want to get out of college and we want to run really fast to get to that first job, and we want to be on our own and we want to do our own thing, but we have no idea what's lurking on the other side. And I think that it would have been helpful to kind of sort of get that little bit of hey, this is what's going to happen to you, and then all the other things that come with financial literacy and things like that. I think we all think we know how to manage our money, and we know how to deal with our debt and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're not experts. And I wish there would have been a little bit more of that coming out of school to say, hey, Ted, this is how you manage your money. Here's your financial literacy, something that would have been a little bit better there, because I obviously made mistakes early on in my career, made some mistakes early on in my life, but I learned, and I think that those are things that you wish someone would have told you about.